sweet like a buttercup. You're a Barbie doll. Show them all what I'm made of. Strut down the hall. Won't stop till I get enough.
All right, let's dive into this Ravens-Bills game, shall we? Man, that divisional round was a wild one.
Definitely a nail-biter. 27-25 final score. Bills moving on to face the Chiefs. And a lot of Ravens fans left wondering what if.
Yeah, for sure. So many moments that could have swung the game in either direction, Missed two-point conversions, a field goal call that raised some eyebrows, and of course that agonizing drop by Andrews at the very end that could have sent it to overtime.
Absolutely. It was a game decided by inches, really. Every play felt like it had the potential to flip the script.
Let's start with those turnovers, because they really felt like they shifted the momentum, especially early on. I mean, did the Ravens actually outplay the Bills for stretches?
I think you could make that argument. The Ravens had some really impressive drives, but those turnovers were killers. You just can't give a team like the Bills extra possessions in a playoff game.
Especially when the game ends up being decided by 2 points, like you said. Those two missed two-point conversions were brutal. What's your take on those calls? Were they too risky? Did the Ravens just not execute?
It's tough to say definitively. The analytics might say go for 2 in those situations, but you also have to think about the momentum swing if you don't convert. It's high risk, high reward for sure.
Right, and you leave those 4 potential points on the field, it definitely came back to haunt them in the end.
No doubt about it.
And then, of course, you've got Lamar Jackson, who had that early interception and the fumble, both leading to Bills points.
Yeah.
Was this the Bills' defense just being that good? Or did Jackson make some uncharacteristic errors?
Honestly, I think it was a little bit of both. The Bills' defense, especially their linebackers, really stepped up. But yeah, Jackson forced a couple of throws he probably wishes he had back. Maybe the playoff pressure got to him a bit. It happens.
It's a different beast, the playoffs.
Hey.
Let's talk about the Bills' offense for a second. It felt like they were playing a bit conservatively, relying on those short passes, Josh Allen using his legs, and a heavy dose of James Cook. Did they play it too safe? Or was that McDermott being a strategic mastermind?
That's the question, isn't it? This conservative approach seems to be trending in the playoffs. Coaches prioritizing ball control and minimizing risk.
Right, especially with the stakes so high.
Exactly. But you do have to wonder if McDermott maybe took it a bit too far in this game.
Yeah, I'm thinking about that 4th and goal decision late in the game. He opts for the field goal instead of going for the touchdown, and it almost cost them the win. Was that him losing faith in his offense, or was it a calculated gamble?
It's interesting because McDermott usually has a reputation for being aggressive, but in this game, it really did feel like he was playing not to lose rather than playing to win. Maybe he was worried about giving the Ravens a chance to tie or win the game quickly if they didn't convert, but it definitely felt like a missed opportunity to put the game away.
Man, that final Ravens drive, though, Lamar was incredible. I mean, it felt like he was single-handedly trying to will them to victory. That 88-yard drive was something else.
It was, even as a Bills fan, I have to give him credit. The way he was moving, dodging defenders, making throws on the run, that's vintage Lamar Jackson.
Absolutely. But even with a performance like that, do you think maybe the Ravens coaching staff could have done something differently, especially on offense?
Yeah, I mean, they did seem to settle for field goals a little too often, even when they were deep in Bills territory. Like, they lacked a little bit of that killer instinct.
Right, like they weren't quite going for the jugular.
Exactly. Maybe playing it safe, trying to avoid turnovers, but in the end, those field goals just weren't enough.
And then there's that drop 2-point conversion by Andrews. It felt like the weight of the world was on his shoulders in that moment. Do you think that play will haunt him, or will he be able to move on?
Man, tough one. You never want to see a player go through something like that. But Andrews, he's a tough guy, mentally strong. I think he'll use this as fuel for next season, come back even stronger.
Yeah, he seems like that kind of player. But, there's no denying it. That play will stick with him and probably Ravens fans for a long time.
Oh, absolutely. A moment like that, it stays with you.
This whole game, it really showed just how small the margins are in playoff football.
Yeah.
Like every play, every decision could have changed the outcome. If the Ravens hit just one of those 2-point conversions, we might be having a whole different conversation.
No doubt about it. It's a reminder that in a sport like football, every single play can have a huge impact, especially in the playoffs when the scoring is usually lower. And for the Ravens, it was a tough lesson in just how crucial those small moments can be.
For sure. All right, let's talk about the Bills for a bit. Their defense really stepped up in this game, especially the linebackers. What did you see from them?
Oh, man. Terrell Bernard and Matt Milano, they were absolutely phenomenal. Bernard forcing that fumble from Andrews in the fourth quarter, and Milano was all over the field, deflecting passes, pressuring Jackson. They were the unsung heroes, for sure.
Yeah, they were everywhere. It felt like every time Jackson dropped back to pass, those guys were right there in his face.
They were key in shutting down the Ravens' running game, too, which, if you remember, really hurt them in their previous matchup. The Ravens had gashed them on the ground earlier in the season.
Oh, yeah, I remember that game.
So coming into this one, that was a big focus for the Bills, shutting down the run. And Bernard and Milano, they really delivered.
It felt like they were playing with something to prove, like they wanted to erase the memory of that previous loss.
Exactly. And they did just that. Their performance, it was a testament to all the work they put in, their talent and their determination. They were a force, and they'll be huge for the Bills going forward.
Speaking of going forward, the Bills are now headed to Kansas City for a rematch with the Chiefs in the AFC Championship. Man, this is going to be huge.
This matchup has it all. Star power, history, bad blood, you name it. It's a rematch of last year's divisional round, which the Chiefs won in a crazy, down-to-the-wire finish.
And then there's that infamous 13 seconds game from a couple years back. The Chiefs somehow pulling off a miracle comeback against the Bills in the divisional round. So yeah, there's a lot of history here, and I'm sure the Bills are hungry for revenge.
They did beat the Chiefs earlier this season, regular season matchup, so they know it's possible. But doing it again at Arrowhead in the AFC Championship, that's a whole different challenge. That atmosphere, it's going to be electric. The pressure will be intense.
Absolutely. Do you think the Bills can handle that, especially with the memory of 13 seconds still lingering?
That's the big question. They've shown they can be resilient, mentally tough, but playing at Arrowhead, it's like going into a lion's den. The crowd noise is deafening, and the Chiefs feed off that.
It's intimidating for sure.
If the Bills can stay focused, not let the moment overwhelm them, they've got a real shot.
But the Chiefs have a weapon that the Bills don't experience. They've been here. They've won it all. They know how to deal with the pressure of these big games.
That's right. That experience could be the difference maker.
All right, let's break it down. What are the key factors that will decide this game? Hit me with your expert insights.
Well, for the Bills, it starts with containing Mahomes. You can't stop him completely. He's too good. But you have to disrupt his rhythm, make him uncomfortable, and force some mistakes. That's where their D-line comes in. They need to get pressure, make Mahomes rush his decisions.
So pressure is key. What about the Chiefs' game plan for stopping Josh Allen?
They'll likely try to disguise their coverages, mix up their blitzes, keep Allen guessing. They can't let him extend plays with his legs, and they can't let him find Stephon Diggs downfield. If they can keep Allen in check, they've got a good chance of slowing down that Bills offense.
Special teams could be a big factor too, right?
Yeah.
We saw some huge returns, some missed kicks in the divisional round. And in a game this tight, those hitting yards could be crucial.
Absolutely. A big return, a blocked punt, a missed field goal, any of those things can completely shift the momentum, maybe even decide the game. Both teams have to be on point in all three phases. Offense, defense, special teams, no room for error.
It's going to be a grind, a battle of attrition. Who wants it more? Who's going to make that extra play, that game-changing decision? That's what it comes down to.
And don't forget the coaching matchup. Andy Reid, he's a master strategist. Sean McDermott, he's proven himself as one of the best young coaches in the league. This is going to be a chess match between two brilliant minds.
This is the kind of game you circle on your calendar. The kind of game that you remember long after it's over. No matter who wins, we're in for a treat.
This AFC Championship game, it has all the ingredients of an instant classic. Clash of styles, battle of wills, a chance for redemption, and a shot at glory. Doesn't get much better than this.
All right, let's take a quick break, catch our breath, and then we'll come back and dive headfirst into this Bills-Chiefs matchup. We'll break down the key storylines, the potential game changers, and all the historical context that makes this rivalry so special. Be right back. We are back, and you know it. It is time for this AFC Championship showdown. Bills, Chiefs, round two. This is more than just another game, you know what I mean? The history between these two teams, the intensity, it's insane.
Yeah, for sure. And what makes it so compelling is the clash of styles, personalities. You've got the Bills, this high-powered offense, Josh Allen, unpredictable, right? Then you have the Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes, the cool, that surgical precision. It's a heavyweight fight, but with quarterbacks.
And they already met this season, right? Bills handed them their only loss, and I guarantee you, Andy Reid, Patrick Mahomes, they haven't forgotten. They are coming in with a vengeance.
Oh yeah, that regular season win, it's huge for the Bills, mentally. It proves they can win, but to do it again at Arrowhead in the AFC Championship. Whole other story. The atmosphere is going to be insane. The pressure, intense. Think the Bills can handle that? Especially with, 13 seconds still in everyone's minds.
That's the big question, isn't it?
Yeah.
They've shown resilience this season, mental toughness, but Arrowhead. It's a lion's den. The crowd, the noise, the Chiefs feed off of it.
It's intimidating, no doubt.
If the Bills can stay focused, not let the moment get too big, they've got a chance.
But the Chiefs, they have a secret weapon, don't they? Experience. They've been here, won Super Bowls. They know how to handle the pressure.
That experience, it could be the difference. All right, let's break it down, the nitty-gritty. What are the keys to this game? You've got the insights. Lay it on us.
For the Bills, it has to start with containing Mahomes. Can't stop him completely. He's just that good. But got to disrupt him, make him uncomfortable, force him into mistakes. That's the Bills' D-line. They got to generate pressure, make him make quick decisions.
Pressure is key. Got it. What about the Chiefs? What's their plan for stopping Josh Allen?
Probably try to disguise coverages, mix up the blitzes, keep Allen guessing. They can't let him extend plays with his legs, can't let him find digs downfield. Keep Allen in check. That's their best shot at slowing down the Bills' offense.
And special teams could be huge too, right? We saw big returns, missed kicks in the divisional round. A game this tight, those hidden yards could be the difference.
Oh, absolutely. Big return, blocked punt, missed field goal. Any of those can swing the momentum, maybe even decide the whole thing. Both teams got to be sharp all three phases. Offense, defense, special teams.
The game of inches. Who wants it more? Makes that extra play, the game-changing decision. That's what it comes down to.
And the coaching matchup, don't forget that. Andy Reid, master strategist. Sean McDermott, one of the best young coaches out there. Chess match, two brilliant minds.
This is the kind of game you circle on your calendar, the kind that stays with you. No matter who wins, we're in for a show.
An instant classic, all the makings of it. Clash of styles, battle of wills, redemption, a shot at glory. Doesn't get better than this.
Well said. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive, folks, exploring these NFL playoffs. Keep learning, exploring, and most importantly, keep that passion for the game alive. We'll see you next time.